ciLiving, Joe Barlow has shared the stories of a guitar maker, drum builder, and a harp constructor. So it's only logical that he would next meet a mandolin maker. Here's Hardwick Mandolins from Tuscola.
I thought you said you hadn't played for a year.
Yeah, I haven't.
So that was a year out of practice?
Yeah.
Joe Hardwick may be out of practice for mandolin playing, but mandolin making is another story.
I've been messing with instruments. I mean, I started playing guitar when I was 16 years old, had hair down to my belt, and played Ted Nugent stuff, you know, on guitar, and I started working on people's instruments and just kept going from there.
Joe works in construction.
My dad was a carpenter and my grandpa was a carpenter.
But he'd like to turn his mandolin hobby into a full-time job.
I actually think more about having somebody to enjoy my instruments than actually making the money off of it. My wife says I probably should try to make the money off of it. And I still do have the first one I built. This is curly maple, which means there's a defect in the wood that makes it look wavy. And I hadn't learned yet how to get that to pop out. I was very pleased because it had the sound. I wasn't as worried about the finish, but the sound was very important. If I couldn't make it sound good, then the only thing I do is sell them for cheap. That's the difference between an expensive one and a cheap one. I would start with the body. Each piece has to be heated and bent to the shape to fit a form. Then I gotta feel it to know when it's right for it to bend. I will admit, I broke a lot of boards before I learned how to do this. Yeah, it used to take me, 3 hours probably to make the sides, and now I can make one mandolin in about half hour. The mandolin tops are carved like a Stradivarius violin. It's so that you want to end up, each piece of wood's different, so you got to go to a different thickness, and you're trying to get that good bell sound to it. So I don't ever carve any one the same. I want to carve it to a nice smooth shape. Anytime using a plane, if you go the wrong way, you take a big chance of just pulling a big hunk out of it. So I have to feel for the grain and make sure I'm going in a direction that's not going to mess it up.
So how long does it take? That seems like a time-consuming process.
Yeah, I have a lot of hours in one. I said if I go too thin, I'm going to have to throw it away. I mean, this one, start to finish, probably got 30 hours in it. Makes you very tired. I just thoroughly enjoy putting, a piece of art together. I don't know how else to explain it. It's just fun. It's not work.
The art of making music, certainly from a different angle. Thanks, Joe. We're going to have more from the